This is Chatterbinge
with Ed Kalegi and Caryn Richman.
There are very few entertainment franchises that have created the unique generational interest that Star Trek has. One film within the Star Trek franchise is about to be celebrated in a very special way. William Shatner live on stage following a screening of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. It is great to say hello to William Shatner. Bill, welcome to Chatterbinge.
Well, hello, and what a neat introduction. You've explained it exactly. See the film, The Wrath of Khan, which arguably was the best or one of the best of the movies that we made, has been refurbished in color and sound and will be playing on the big screen at that theater. And then afterwards, I'll come out on stage and spend an hour with you, the audience, answering questions, telling you stories about the making of, or whatever difficulties we had, or other stories, or just talking to you guys. It's fun for me. It'll be fun for you. It's a great evening's entertainment with both the film and me coming out there. I guarantee you'll enjoy it.
Oh my God, I want to be there right this moment. How is that interaction?
Then come.
I know. I'm going to find a city. I have to find the right city. I'm going to look at your schedule. I'm going to take a big look at it and make it to one of your cities. But I would love to know, how does it feel when you're having that kind of interaction with your audience? And did you ever think back from 1966 that Star Trek, that this franchise would become one of the most historic, iconic platforms in the history of entertainment? Did you?
Maybe the most historic, because it's been on for 60 years. So to try and imitate that or get that done, you'll need 60 years in a show. And that's not going to happen in yours and my lifetime. Let me tell you why. There's two little stories of why I'm out there. The first one is the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I was in signing autographs, and a kid in a wheelchair comes up and says hello and how are you, and I'm saying hello, spending a few words with them and signing whatever they had there. And there's a lot of people, and I'm kind of rushed. So I don't want to take too much time with any single person. But this kid was about 17, 18 years old. And the kid said, I have MS. I think it was MS. It was some autoimmune disease. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. He said, for a long while, I couldn't speak. And I kept struggling to speak. And then I began to be able to speak. And the first word I said, Mr. Shatner, he said, was Kirk.
Wow.
And, tears in my eyes. My God, this kid is so imbued with the future, with the optimism of the future of Star Trek, that the first word he said when he thought he wasn't going to be able to speak was Kirk.
Yeah.
The other story, the Apollo Theatre in London is one of the most iconic theaters in the English-speaking world. It's been around for a long time, and many, many well-known performers have performed on the stage. I was there with the show that I'll be presenting with you guys, which is the film of The Wrath of Khan, refurbished with the sound and the picture being reversed, and then I come out. Now I'm there on a Monday morning. I've just flown in. I slept as best I could, and I turned on the TV to hear Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of England, say, as of today, no more than 10 people can get together because of COVID. And I thought, I wonder what audience there will be at the Apollo Theater tonight. And then I go to the theater, and I'm standing backstage, and I'm wondering whether anybody's going to be there. And the curtain goes up, and there's Capacity House, 3,500 people.
Wow.
Stayed in their seats, defied Johnson's edict, to see the show. And in the beauty of that, everybody had tears in their eyes, including myself. And this beautiful evening took place between me and the audience. So now I go home and I think, God, that was beautiful. Or did I imagine it? Was it as meaningful to everybody else as it was to me? And the other day, I'm in front of an audience and I'm telling the story about this audience and my wonderment as to whether it was all in the actor's mind. Oh yeah, it was a great show, and it wasn't. And a lady stands up and says, "I was there." And I said, "Well, did what I described happen? Did it happen?" She said, "It was better than that." She justified, she validated what I'd been talking about. And so those meaningful moments are strung together, and I have them all the time with audiences that I appear in front of.
And Bill, it goes to show just what this means to people. And it makes me wonder how we very often learn from our past selves, and that includes performers. When you look back and you watch some of your earlier work, in this case, The Wrath of Khan, what do you learn? What do you see that perhaps you didn't see before?
What an interesting question. You see, I've spent my life blundering on. I started as an actor at 6 years of age. I was in a camp play, and when the curtain went down and then went up, the audience was weeping, and I didn't quite understand why, because it had been all about war and children and stuff. And then my father picked me up and said, "My boy Bill." And from that moment on, I've never done anything else. I've just talked and tried to learn and, discover jokes. And I don't mean regular jokes, but making people laugh is a skill, and being entertaining is a skill. And I've never done anything else. I've never taken a paycheck for anything else. I've never driven a cab. I've never been a waiter, never taken unemployment insurance. All I've done is blunder from one job to another, and not even thinking of it as a stepping stone. I didn't think there was such a thing as a stepping stone. I thought, I could make $100 a week. I could just make $100 a week. I'd be okay. Well, of course, that became obsolete.
Yeah.
The fact is that I've never had a plan. I blundered, and it's worked out to be my age and still earning a living from doing what I'm doing. I don't know how to answer the question.
I think you did. You live in the moment, Bill. You've always lived in the moment, and that's the key for any actor, any performer. You've always looked for what's next, and that's so key.
What I preach. That's exactly what you've just said is what I say to myself and my kids. And the beauty that surrounds us, we take for granted. I mean, everything. We take for granted, for example, broadcasting. I mean, I'm talking to you from Los Angeles. You're in New Jersey. Somebody in Poughkeepsie is listening. The interconnectedness of everything, including mechanical things like broadcasting, but more spiritually, the interconnection of people and trees and the sky and the insects, my dog. The more you look around, the more you see the awesomeness of life.
Yeah.
And we take it for granted. Not only we take it for granted, we're destroying it with throwing our plastic out and not taking care of the earth. It's a magical interconnectedness about everything that humans do, life does on the planet. It's a magical, worshipful thing that we have, and we all take it for granted. And that's too bad. And maybe somebody won't, as a result of hearing me say, be aware every day of the magic of life.
That is so incredibly well said. Well, once again, it is an evening with a true icon and a wonderful film. William Shatner live on stage following a screening of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Dates, locations, and tickets are available at williamshatnertour.com. That's williamshatnertour.com. William Shatner, Karen and I have enjoyed this immensely. Thank you so much for joining us here on Chatterbinge.
I've enjoyed it as well, Ed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I try not to use the word icon very much when talking about guests on this show, but in this case, it fits. You look at the track record, the following that he has, the impact in which he has had and continues to have on his industry, and I would dare say there are very few that have had the lasting career that William Shatner has. And the fact that he is still going strong and doing this at 94 is amazing. I'm Ed Kalegi.
And I'm Caryn Richman.
Great conversations happen here.
Chatterbinge.
Chatterbinge.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always catch our best guest conversations and segments right here on the YouTube home of Chatterbinge.